Hello everyone, I'm Sign1News anchor Martha Anger. Here's a quick look at the top trending stories making headlines today. If you post an interesting comment during this update, we may add it at the bottom of the screen. We want to warn you, the video in this first story is graphic and may be disturbing to some viewers. These are the powerful images of a pregnant woman being carried out on a stretcher after a maternity hospital in Ukraine was bombed by Russian forces. There are terrible injuries down her right side. She appears to be dazed by the enormous blast, but she's conscious and clearly concerned for her baby. Doctors tried to resuscitate the woman and performed a cesarean delivery to save the mother and her child. But their condition deteriorated and they both died. Russian officials claimed the hospital was being used by Ukrainian troops and all civilians had left before the attack, but the evidence shows that's not true. The strike on the hospital and the hellish images that emerged have come to symbolize the senseless cruelty of the war and for its brutality and the great suffering inflicted on the innocent. An anti-war protester holding a sign interrupted one of Russia's major state television live broadcasts around 9:31 p.m. Moscow time on Monday. In Russia, newscasters are not allowed to say the word war. Instead, they are calling the invasion of Ukraine special military operations. But the woman shouts loudly, "Stop the war, no more war," while holding a sign written in Russian and English that says, "No war, stop the war, do not believe propaganda. They tell you lies here. Russians against war." The woman is a half Ukrainian, half Russian mother of two who works for the television station. She recorded a message before the on-air protest just in case she was arrested, saying if enough people in Russia protest, the war could end. And she wrapped up the recording by saying, "Go to the rallies and do not be afraid. They cannot arrest all of us." The woman was arrested shortly after her on-air protest. According to a letter sent to House and Senate members, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will speak directly to United States Congress members on Wednesday at 9 p.m. Eastern Time. Ukraine continues to press President Biden for more assistance as it fights back against the Russian invasion. In the letter, House Speaker Nancy Pelosi and Senate Majority Leader Chuck Schumer say, quote, "Congress remains unwavering in our commitment to supporting Ukraine and to passing legislation to cripple and isolate the Russian economy, as well as deliver humanitarian, security, and economic assistance to Ukraine." Here's an interesting development to a story we told you about in Monday's newscast. After CNN heard from two U.S. officials that Russia had reportedly asked China for military assistance, Beijing pushed back hard, denying the reports. China's foreign ministry says the reports of China helping Russia are all a part of the U.S. disinformation campaign. But foreign policy experts say the U.S. is trying to put China on the spot because despite China's huge economic leverage over Moscow and the close relationship between the country's two leaders, as well as China's public stance on calling for peace talks, there is little indication China is doing anything to persuade Russia to stop the war in Ukraine. Gas prices are still soaring across the U.S., and the impact is expected to stick around for a while. But if you're planning a spring break road trip, consumer experts say there are 3 tips to help you save money at the gas pump. Number 1, if you're in park, turn the car off. Don't leave your car running, not even to warm it up. Number 2, travel light. Get that heavy junk out of the back, because moving additional weight like bike racks and gear requires more fuel. And number 3, keep your car in good shape. That means getting in the habit of checking your tire pressure and keeping up with maintenance, because anytime an engine is not maintained properly, it struggles to function and burns more fuel. Music legend Dolly Parton was the only country star to make the ballot for the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame this year, and she shocked everyone by bowing out of the nomination. In recent years, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame has nominated artists who aren't traditional rock artists, but who have made major contributions to popular music. Parton released a statement saying while she was extremely flattered and grateful to get a nomination, she did not want votes to be split because of her. And she hopes the Hall of Fame will consider her again one day if she, quotes, ever worthy. She said she's been inspired to put out a rock and roll album in the future, something she's always wanted to do. A meeting is being held at Starbucks tomorrow, Wednesday, where it will be announced that new innovations are being put in stores to give their partners, employees, and customers around the world a more inclusive and accessible experience, both in stores and digitally, by the year 2030. Some of the innovations include speech-to-text technology and enhanced customer order status boards. Starbucks says it is committed to opening and dedicating 1,000 community stores around the world that serve under-resourced and vulnerable communities, empowering farmers, young people and women, and supporting military communities. Company officials say the more Starbucks designs for inclusions to be welcoming and to strengthen communities, the better their business will be, and the better the Starbucks experience will be for partners and customers. Wow. It will be interesting to see how many other businesses follow Starbucks' lead. Sign1News will be broadcasting updates Monday through Friday. Then this Saturday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time, join us for a live panel of diverse guests to discuss the hot topics of the week. A big thank you to our Sign1News app supporters. You help make this broadcast happen. You can download the Sign1News app by heading to the App Store or Google Play Store on your smartphone. And you can also watch on Apple TV, Amazon, and Roku.